Alright y'all, listen up because today we are diving into something that every Need for Speed fan has argued about at least once in their life. What are the best cars of the Need for Speed franchise? These are the legends, the icons, the cars that made us throw controllers, burn rubber, and in some cases, turn us into the very car guys that we are today. Now, before anybody gets mad, yes, your favorite car might be lower than you want. Yes, your favorite car might not even be on this list, but you know what? That's okay because this is my list, and in true Need for Speed fashion, it's going to be chaotic, slightly unbalanced, and heavily influenced by nostalgia. So buckle up because we are starting with number 10 before EA tries to find a way to charge us for making this list. Coming in at number 10 is the Chevrolet Corvette, or as most Need for Speed players know it as, God damn it, I'm screwed. This car has been a franchise staple since forever. Sometimes you race it, sometimes you customize it, but most of the time it's a police cruiser chasing that ass to stop you from winning that race. Being at number 10 comes from it being one of the most terrifying cop cars in Most Wanted and Carbon, and the signature car for Cross that everyone loved to see come up in those awesome corny cutscenes. Number 9 goes to the Mazda RX-7, the king of style, the sultan of drifting, the car that makes you feel like you're in a high-budget anime when really you're just holding down the e-brake just a little too long. The RX-7's significance to Need for Speed lies in how it helped define the underground era. Drifting, street culture, neon lights, this car was right at the center of it. Every build looked good on it. Every drift felt smooth. When you know that a drift challenge was coming up, this good old reliable was the best choice for that matter. At number 8, we have the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, the all-wheel drive beast that grips the road harder than EA grips DLC money. The Evo became the go-to car for players who cared more about control and precision. It was perfect in Underground 2, incredible in Carbon, and always stood out as the smart choice for any handling-focused build. It was also one of my personal favorites when you end up getting it from Earl in Most Wanted. It also made me feel like Brian racing down the street in his Evo 8. I love Too Fast, Too Furious.
So forget about it, cuz.
I hold no shame. Number 7 belongs to the Nissan 240 SX, the king of street racing starter cars. It represents the grind, the progression, the feeling of taking something humble and turning it into a street racing monster. Its significance comes from how perfectly it embodies that vibe of early Need for Speed. Start small, work your way up, and be the best. And also slap the ugliest vinyls imaginable on it because the 2000s was an absurd era. Thank you, Pimp My Ride. At number 6, we have the Porsche 911 Turbo. Porsche and Need for Speed have always been tied together thanks to EA's licensing. For years, this was the only racing series that actually had Porsche, and the 911 Turbo became the franchise's golden child. Its significance lies in being one of the most balanced, polished, reliable cars in almost every game it appears in. If you wanted something fast but not uncontrollable, powerful but not insane, the 911 Turbo was the right car to drive. I also remember a lot from my first time seeing it in a video game in Hot Pursuit 2. Crashing into the top 5 is the Lamborghini Murcielago. This was the exotic of the mid-2000s Need for Speed era. It dominated Most Wanted and Carbon and was a beauty to watch in that opening intro of Hot Pursuit 2. The way this car sounded, handled, and looked was always the goal for a lot of players to obtain in these games at some point, and the satisfying feel of accomplishment once you have finally acquired it. Sliding into 4th is the Toyota Supra. This car is a tuning monster. In Underground 2, this thing became a top-tier drag, drift, and street racing weapon. In Pro Street, it could be tuned into something borderline demonic. It represents the tuner identity of Need for Speed. High horsepower, huge customization, and insane power scaling. Also, every time it wasn't in any of the newer Need for Speed games due to licensing issues, fans screamed louder than the rotary engines that they couldn't even use. This was also another case of feeling like Brian from Fast and Furious again. God, I love those movies. And this top 3 shouldn't come to a surprise to anybody who loves Need for Speed. But number 3 goes to the Nissan 350Z, also known as Rachel's car from Underground 2, aka the beauty that made every 14-year-old fall in love with instantly, and I'm not just talking about Rachel. This car had the single most iconic introduction in the entire franchise. The moment that you see that 350Z pull up, just a wave of nostalgia hits every time. Every body kit, vinyl, decal, and neon light looked perfect on it. This car represents what some would consider the peak of the series. And yes, losing it at the start of the game still hurts every time. In second place, of course, is the Nissan Skyline GTR R34, the unofficial mascot of the Underground era. This car wasn't just popular, it was the car. Everyone used it, everyone loved it. It's the reason half of the player base even learned what GTR meant. Its significance to the franchise is massive. It literally shapes the entire identity of Need for Speed during its street racing glory days. Underground, Underground 2, and even when it wasn't the face of a certain title in the series, it was a car that you know that would dominate every time you have obtained it. It also really helps with the fact that Too Fast, Too Furious skyrocketed this car's popularity to a different stratosphere when that came out. That's why it kills me to put this car at number 2, not only because it's my personal favorite car of all time, but that number 1 spot is rightfully reserved by another. And finally, number 1, the king of kings, the BMW M3 GTR. You knew this was coming. This car isn't just important to the franchise, it is the franchise. The emotional connection players have with this car is insane, from Razor stealing it, to you fighting to get it back, to the legendary blue and white rivalry, to its cameo in Carbon and Heat. The M3 GTR is more than a car, it's a character, a symbol, a piece of gaming history. No car has ever played a bigger role in a Need for Speed storyline. No car is more recognizable, no car carries more nostalgia. This is the heartbeat of Need for Speed, and it earns its spot at number 1 without even trying. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my list of the top 10 cars in the entire Need for Speed franchise. Let me know in the comments which you think deserved a spot and which one you think I completely disrespected by ranking it too low. Guys, my name is Pedro Ordonez, also known as GameLight7. Please subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up, do whatever you guys can to support this channel, and let me know what you guys would like to see me talk about in a future video, and I will see you guys next time in my next video. Peace out.